Hey everybody, welcome back to the LuckyDog podcast. This is your host, Elias Roush. This podcast is sponsored by EliasRoushMedia.com, photo, video, digital media production. Today we are discussing the new Looney Tunes 2020 shorts. It's these little bite-sized 5-minute cartoons, 10-minute total episodes that are based off of your favorite characters, Bugs Bunny, Sylvester, Donald Duck. Wait, is Donald Duck? Wait, Daffy Duck. Sorry, I'm I'm a basehead. I'm always getting those confused. But anyways, Donald Duck actually does have something to do with this. Everyone knows. Well, not everyone knows. Let me do a little quick rewind. I can't talk today. So, Warner Brothers released the Looney Tunes cartoons back in 1939. Warner Brothers was trying to compete with the Disney Corporation, which had Mickey and Donald, like I said, got kind of mixed up. But instead of Donald, Warner Brothers decided to have Daffy Duck. They have Porky Pig. They have Bugs Bunny. They have Yosemite Sam. All these crazy voice characters, all from the voice of Mel Blanc. He was actually known as the man of thousand voices. Regarded as the most prolific actor to ever work in Hollywood, with over 1,000 screen credits. He had produced the voice for Porky Pig, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, Tweety Birds, Sylvester the Cat, Wile E. Coyote, the Roadrunner, Yosemite Sam, Sam the Sheepdog, Taz the Tasmanian Devil, Speedy Gonzales, for better or for worse, and Marvin the Martian, Foghorn Leghorn. I say, and I do say that some of these interpretations were actually taken out of production eventually down the road. I think, what was it? Speedy Gonzales was one of the first ones, if not one of, Bugs Bunny was also in a couple of racially not so great episodes, and so most of those episodes have been canned from what I've heard. But it was around 350. I think it was 356 was the number I had. I actually looked it up and then lost it for a second. The number is Looney Tunes Golden Collection was 356 cartoons, spread out through about 6 volumes. That's pretty intense, but I mean, Looney Tunes has been reinvented for kids and somewhat of adults over the course of the past century, almost every decade, if possible. Warner Brothers has tried to bring and revive this franchise or brand, to say the least. And so, anyways, what was Mel Blanc was under contract with WB. I'm going to kind of use WB and Warner Brothers interchangeably until 1960. And then sometime around then, Jeff Bergman, I believe, became the voice as, let me see. I think he is the voice of Bugs Bunny now. And he also he's kind of like the man of 1,000 voices and stuff like that. Let me see. My fault. Jeff Bergman is actually the voice of Sylvester, Elmer Fudd, Foghorn Leghorn, Ralph Wolf. Don't know who that is. But it's Eric Bauza who is I think I'm pronouncing his name right, or if I'm not, just pretend I'm putting a little twang on it or something like that. Eric Bauza is the voice cast of Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Tweety, Pepe Le Pew, Marvin the Martian. Yeah, Marvin the Martian. Bob Bergman actually is Porky Pig. And so, yeah, I wanted to kind of do like a quick introduction of this new application as well. This is not like an ad or anything like that. I'm kind of just talking about this new streaming platform, HBO Max, just in a real quick fashion. Most people, at least in the States, are aware of. You have your big streaming giants right now. You have Netflix, you have Disney Plus now, you have Apple Plus or Premium or whatever the hell. You have the YouTube Premium or whatever Red it used to be at one point. Some I don't know. Yeah, and so uh, basically HBO has been there the entire time. HBO Max is kind of like trying to consolidate this HBO Warner Brothers brand, which I don't know why it wasn't like this the entire time. It seems like they're really trying to brand themselves in a way to say that, hey, we have tons of streaming content. We're even taking some of the best series from Netflix, in some people's opinion. A lot of people do hold like shows that they like to revisit all the time. Think about Friends or something like that. That show used to be on Netflix, one of the most highly watched shows. Now HBO Max is trying to consolidate and bring all of their shows back together on one platform. I was actually pretty impressed by the lineup they have right here. So just real quick, I was like, "Whoa!" They're trying to lay out all of this kind of diversified portfolio of branding they have. It's very impressive when it comes down to there's a little something for everybody. I do think the price is a little bit steep, but I think if you have HBO already, then it's okay. It's included with it. I was allowed to just log in, and so they have all the Harry Potter films all lined up, ready for you to watch, and it's very nice to look at. It's pleasing to the eye. I think actually the format is a little bit better than Netflix. I think this makes Netflix a little bit more jumbled up. They have HBO top series picks. You can actually just flip in between HBO Go and HBO Max. They have categories, which was something I wasn't expecting, but these are the kind of brands that they're trying to reach out to. They have stuff for adults, the overall HBO brand, and then they have subcategories like the DC universe. They have TCM movies, like classic movies. They have Cartoon Network shows like you got the Rick and Morty first season. I'm not sure if season 2 and 3 are going to come there from Hulu or what's going on. I don't know all the logistics and distribution things going on, but they also have Crunchyroll, Sesame Street, Workshop, Studio Ghibli, Adult Swim, and Looney Tunes. So it's a wide variety of stuff for a little, something for everybody, which makes it that much more appealing. I wasn't actually expecting, but also something that kind of is not that great about it at this point. It was released today, to my knowledge, on the 27th that I'm recording this. That you can't get HBO Max on Amazon products like Fire Stick, to what I'm hearing. You can get it on like Chrome Stick or whatever the hell the Google one is. But I had to watch this show, Looney Tunes, on the HBO Max app on my cell phone. So I will say that it's kind of limiting me in a way. So just wanted to put that out there. But if you already get HBO Go, or now I assume that it already is linked up with your package. But it might be subject to wherever you live. I heard that it was, if you have AT&T, it's different than if you have like other, cable distributors. So anyways, we're back to Looney Tunes real quick. That was just a quick segment of HBO Max. I might do a little bit more in an aftercast, behind the scenes of the LuckyDog podcast and other things that have to do with non-media or just, not a specific, category like Looney Tunes. So anywhere, anywhere. What the hell's going on? I hope there's no kids listening. So this is not a kid-friendly podcast. This is more of adult-friendly. So, I just want to put that out there. Obviously, Looney Tunes for the kids. So the question is, people want to know, is Looney Tunes, this new one, revamped, better, I guess, than the 2011 ones that came out with like 50 of them, 50 cartoons of Bugs Bunny? And then there was another one in 2015 that they tried to do. It's the thing is, I didn't get to go watch those, but I do remember some of the older ones, and this is definitely taking some of the best parts of the older series again. Obviously, I think that It looks wonderful. The smooth, stylish look of it looks modern, update, kind of unique. It's not terribly too contemporary where it's making things like, oh my gosh, it's using cell phones all of a sudden and riding in Teslas or anything like that. That none of that has happened. But I will say they are kind of talking a little bit more contemporarily, I think. And so the pros for this first episode, I've only watched the first episode. I haven't watched any of the other ones, but I just wanted to kind of preface that at first, so my opinion is subject to change. It's the return of great characters. It's actually, if you listen to the Scooby-Doo Scoob movie review I did, this is doing exactly what I thought Scoob should have done. This is the return of great characters, but the thing is, and obviously I told you I've covered the not so racial great stuff of it, so not going to talk about that anymore. But anyways, the return of overall great characters, characters I've missed as a young person, and now I've grown into an adult, so it's like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to see that. But now we get to go watch it on HBO Max. Is it worth watching? Yes, I think the characters, at least in this first episode, are extremely entertaining. If you don't find it entertaining, it's a 5-minute short. What did it? What did you waste? 5 minutes? That's the thing. That's what also brings it to the time and pacing. I think the time and pacing in this 5 minute. I mean, in the time that you've listened to this podcast so far, you would have finished the first episode. The timing and the pacing is amazing. That's why I'm talking so fast. I'm talking like, holy shit! I'm fucking. It's like the time and pacing that they can tell an entire story in like 5 to 6 minutes is quite impressive. Now, I'm sure other ones might subject to different varying length and whatnot, but overall, I thought it was great with the pacing. The look of the animation, smooth, fourth wall breaking, still happening just like in the first one. 1940s Looney Tunes, that was also fourth wall breaking. They were always talking to the audience. Bugs Bunny always talking like, get a load of this, or something like that. And I'm not going to try to do any Mel Blanc, Thousand Man Voices, a man of 1,000 voices impressions. That's just like, I don't know. It's like training your voice modulate in ways that I can't even think of. Maybe if I do listen to a couple more cartoons, then I'll be able to do an impression. But the one thing with the racial stuff, it's not just the racial stuff. It's like they use stuttering and voice accents and stuff like that to kind of emphasize their point and to kind of make, it's not exactly make fun of, but I'm I don't want to use that or anything like that. It's not exactly quote unquote modern, or you know what I'm saying if you're listening. Holy shit. This is what I was not expecting about this, was how violent it was. I remember they were always, hunting, rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season, fire, pow. But the thing was, I just couldn't remember how intense the violence was. In this first episode, I assume you've watched it by now, or if you haven't, I'm just going to kind of describe what happens. Even if I describe it, I think you would still enjoy watching it, so it's kind of spoiler-ish, I guess. I don't know. It's a cartoon. It's a 5-minute cartoon. I don't know what you want me to say. But this first episode, Daffy Duck is slapping the shit out of Porky Pig, just pow, pow, pow. And the animation is hilarious. I mean, if you have to watch this, I don't think it's like a chore at all. I mean, I think kids are gonna enjoy it, and it's pretty funny as well. But I was like, geez, that is intense. It is violent as shit. So I had forgotten how violent it got. I don't remember other kids' contemporary cartoons, these days getting that violent. I know that, maybe I need to go back and watch it, but they are just like flat out like beating the shit out of each other, and Daffy Duck doing all these sight gags with kind of like this Indiana Jones style. They're going through the curse of the Monkey Temple or some bullshit. It's like this Porky Pig and Daffy Duck are going through these hijinks, going like Indiana Jones style, trying to get this gem or something. That's the first little I don't know, scene, I guess. I forgot what, like, mini episode. I gotta figure out what the name of the short, I guess. The first short is that, and it is, I think that one was pretty strong to start out on. I actually preferred it to the second one, which was, there was actually a little thing, Marvin the Martian, kind of like split thing in the middle, which was interesting. Like an even shorter short, so I don't even know what that's called. It's like a bumper. But then they have Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam kind of going at it with an arm wrestling thing, and I think that doesn't work quite as much. I do realize that I kind of prefer the gags that are much more quick and subtle than to like Bugs Bunny always seems to kind of remove a sense of reality, or a sense of, I don't know, like he not only breaks the fourth wall, but he's like Thanos in the way that he can just defy the laws of gravity and physics. He's like defying physics with like blowing up his arm by blowing into his arm and making himself buff. And one thing I realized was it was taking me a minute to get adjusted to his gloves. I think he used to have different colored gloves. Was it red gloves? Hold on, let me see. Bugs Bunny, 1939. Enhance. Wait, did he have white gloves? 1939, 1952. I thought he had. Oh, so he did have white gloves, but now they're making them kind of a yellow-ish tint to it now. Yeah. Well, oh my gosh, I love that one with the Bugs Bunny and the opera guy. That one's a classic. 1920. No, 2020, man. Okay, so yeah, they're kind of doing a more updated contemporary with yellow gloves. I wonder what the thinking is behind that. Maybe they want to do something difference between the actual gloves. I don't know, but I really don't. Maybe toys. I don't know. It's normally always toys. But anyways, yeah, the second episode wasn't quite as strong for me with Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam. I do realize the fun in it for me personally is kind of the quick gags that happen that stay kind of within the realism of what's going on. I like in the first episode with them kind of, I think they're on like a log flume for a second, and it does acts like they're in a theme park, and when they're trying to escape the curse of the monkey thing or whatever the hell, and and it's like following them and whatnot. And they do like this sight gag of going down a roller coaster, getting their picture taken. It's quick, simple, to the point. The thing with the Bugs Bunny one that I wasn't quite as crazy about is it's kind of, it stays in one spot. Not that you can't have a good episode that just stays in one spot, but if Yosemite Sam can't see outside of what we're watching, the actual frame of the screen, he can't see what's going on. He thinks basically exactly what we're thinking is he's arm wrestling Bugs Bunny, and then he walks away and there's like a fake arm right there, and it's like, oh, come on, he's obviously holding a fake arm, or he's about to blow up or something like that. It just seems like that's like the most generic thing that could happen. I feel like how many times in that 356 Golden Age run did Bugs Bunny give somebody something to hold, and then they turn it around and it's a bomb, or it's an explosion, or it's definitely not what they gave him? It's like, oh my gosh, that is not what would happen. So yeah, I don't know why that it doesn't irritate me. It's just like, come on, can we move on from that joke, please, just a little bit. But yeah, maybe get them outside their world a little bit and maybe explore the outside. I just think this is such a vibrant cartoon, and I'm not sure how it's going to age. It's weird. You can't really tell how these modern cartoons are going to age until after you've watched them and whatnot. So maybe I'm going to check something out like Adventure Time or something like that, because I did enjoy the Midnight Gospel, just for the visuals alone. So maybe we can check out Adventure Time. We'll be able to kind of do a mix mash of seeing how well that cartoon actually holds up visually, and obviously through the script as well. And yeah, so if you like this podcast, let me know. If I need to refine it in some sort of way, you let me know. If I'm rambling too much, if you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta watch 2 episodes by this time, then my bad, whoops. But hopefully you found this somewhat more of a refreshing take on like a review. And so let me know how I can improve. Let me know, thumbs up, subscribe, to check out Twitch for the live streams. You can chat with me there. We got the Discord, we got the Twitch, we got the Facebook, we got the Instagram, we got all the, we got the Twitter, we got all the fun social medias. We're all there. Check us out. SoundCloud, subscribe, get all our stuff every Tuesday, and I release most of these podcasts on YouTube early. So, yeah, subscribe there, get them all early. Thank you. And if you like this podcast, let me know, and I'll create more. I'll do a little bit more critique. I'll do a little bit more of a in-depth review. But yeah. So, thank you, and that's all, folks.